Alright, what's up guys? So now we got the McLaren baseline set up right now. I'm just gonna run a couple laps and see what we got. I think actually, it's been so long since I've driven this, I probably have to configure some stuff. Let's make sure ABS is where it should be. Yep. Might as well do flashing lights, because why not? Alright. See what we got. Oh, I'm gonna change my force feedback though. Pretty good. Alright. So, been a long time since I've driven this car. Maybe go back one more click on the force feedback. Right off the bat, has that heavier steering feel of Audi and Mercedes. So it's right on par with those cars. Tons understeer though. So it's baseline. We got understeer. Different gears than the Audi. A little bit taller. That felt insanely stable through there. Oh man, that is some heavy steering. That's heavier than the Audi. It's more like the Mercedes as far as heaviness of steering. Especially on entry, it just loads up. Man, the front end is almost feels like it has too soft of springs with how much it moves up and down under braking, and man, it's a lot of understeer right there. That is so much understeer. Let's go turn the traction control off. I think the tire pressures are just way too low, so we'll run a couple laps, see where they're at. I hope that's off. I don't know, I'll find out. I'm gonna go back to the garage. Man, the front end feels so soft. Plus side is with that understeer, it's pretty stable coming out of there right now. Maybe about 5 laps, see where the tires are. I'm already thinking about stiffer front springs just because, dang. This feels uber soft up front. I think I was in the wrong gear going through these corners last time. I think I was in second gear, which will definitely make the car push more. So first gear does feel a little bit better, and the tires are getting a little warmer, probably getting a little more pressure, and I'm starting to feel a little better. They're probably just underflated. 1:51.1. Same exact weather I was driving the Audi in. Yeah, that front end just feels weird right now. I mean, so far, of all the baselines, McLaren is easily the worst. iRacing should probably update this. Just saying. Again, I have no idea if I'm at full traction control or no traction control, just because traction control seems to be different in every car, so probably now I could be at full traction control right now. Ah, turn. This car feels very boatish right now. It feels heavy, like the Mercedes. But definitely changes direction better than the Mercedes. Just feels like a heavier Audi right now, to be honest. Softer, heavier Audi. Kind of how the Mercedes feels like a softer, heavier BMW.
1 minute 50.9.
Need 2 more laps, check tire pressures, make some adjustments. I will say it feels a lot better over the curbs than the Audi, but that's probably because it's so soft. Very, very stable coming out of there once you get the car turned into the corner. And do one more lap here because we gotta get rid of this understeer. We're running considerably slower right now, just it's mostly because of this setup, I would imagine. Might actually just go grab one of those setups off the forum and see if that's just better in this baseline out of the box. It's gotta be. It's just this from 2 seasons ago, so
1 minute 50.
let's see what the tires are at. What's up, Sykes? How you doing, bud? Thank you. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, nah, tires got plenty of pressure in them, so it's not them. Alright, before I start making adjustments to this. Oh, it does look like it has really soft springs in the front. It has around like 220s in the Audi, so let's go up to 210. Let's keep the rears where they are. I didn't see where the ride height was, so 72. Bring this back down to 72. There we go. Traction control. One is off, so that felt really good for no traction control at all. I don't think we need this much wing. We're going to go down to 5. Toe in, plus 3 out. Go a little bit more toe out. Gotta go. Ease down a click. I'm closer to these other two. Alright, see if this feels a little more lively. It definitely feels more like a race car. Still got understeer in it though. More than I'd like. I mean, it's more planted than the Audi is out of there, which is saying something. So that security on corner exit for that corner is pretty amazing. I mean, it's just insanely planted coming out of that corner. Needs more rotation through there though. Thinking about raising the rear ride height and maybe putting one more click rear spring in it right now. The rears are still doing some weird stuff under heavy load. Best way to describe it is it just feels like jello. Maybe go click less rear wing too. looks insanely planted coming out of that corner. Just needs more turning, quicker turning, more responsive turning. So I'll probably go one click up all around on the springs, raise the rear ride height a click, take a little bit of wing out of it. Because I don't want to make it like, you know, super good, because Audi did have some flaws in it too. I just want to make it a little bit better, kind of where the Audi was. I think we're just kind of missing that mark at this point. Definitely feels like a heavier car. I really should look at the weights of these cars at some point, but a little less willing to change direction right now than the Audi. See, that's where it gets weird in the rear. That's when you really get on the gas and it really loads up. It like goes like to one point where the springs are compressed and then just completely falls out from underneath you. Save this real quick. So 7283.9. Gonna go. Oh, is that full spring? I guess we're not going up anymore. Can go up one click in the rear though, because it definitely needs it. Bring that back down to 83.9. Oh, it's good. There we go. Bring the swing down another click. Preload. We got a lot of preload, so we probably need to take some preload out of it. Go down like 3 clicks on the preload, so this will help on entry. Actually, make it even more secure on exit. And I got down one more click on preload. Actually, I want to get the ride height just a little bit higher, so I'm going to go up a millimeter on the ride height, a little bit more than that. Alright. Go one more click out on the toe. See how that feels. Keep forgetting I need to redo my pit speed limiter. Stuck on the thanks button instead of pit speed. Not gonna lie, I like the gears better in the Audi. I don't think these taller gears work quite as well at this track. Alright. And these are the standard gears. This car has an even taller gear set than this. Again, it's day and night going over the curbs compared to the Audi, but this car is taking longer to change directions. So I think I'm gonna up the compression dampening in the front and then give it a full run. Just run a couple laps here. That's feeling a lot better on entry through there. Now here I have to be careful because it actually did try and kick out on me last lap. That's a little bit better. I just don't think it's quite as stable as it was before because we got rid of so much of that understeer. A lot of that was probably what was making it so stable through there. And then here we gotta figure out what it does on full throttle. It's alright. That wasn't a very good line though, so I have to get a better line through there. I'm also just trying to get used to the new gears right now. I'd still like the front end to change the direction a little bit more. But comparing the McLaren to the old McLaren, definitely feels way more stable than that car ever did. But it's been quite some time since I drove that car. I just want it to turn in there a little bit more. Alright, so I'm still going the right direction. Probably actually take one more click of wing out of it. Tires are pretty low right now, though. I just have to give them some more laps to get up to pressure, I guess. Go one click softer on the front roll bar, just to allow that roll stiffness a little bit. Soften up the front end relative to the rear, should give us more oversteer. Go down a little bit more on the deep preload, one more click on the wing. This is all just to help it rotate. See what our max is here. We're almost pretty much maxed out, so just gonna go up more on the compression, high speed and low speed. I'm gonna match these. I just find better results when everything's matched. Yeah, can go up here with this too, because this will help with the rotation out of the corner. And then again, I want to match, so I'm matching that to the compression. And that's just something I've been doing lately. It's not necessarily right. A little too low on the front, so we'll do that. Let's see what we got. Hopefully something I can do a long run in, because I'm ready to start doing that. car does carry about 10 liters more fuel than the, I believe the Audi was at 120, and this is at 130 liters, so it does have 10 liters more fuel. And I just have to reprogram myself with the gears because I keep going into corners in too tall a gear. That was super planted coming out of there. I think I'm probably going to just do a long run with this setup. A little bit understeer on entry there. Alright, yeah, it's changing direction a lot better now. This is definitely worthy of doing a full stint in. I think we're kind of getting along lines of where the other setups are with Audi. It's not awesome, but it's not terrible. I just have to get used to how this car drives now. Again, this car feels heavier, more boaty than the Audi. Like when I was doing that little power slide out of that last right-hander, it was doing it, but it wasn't quite in the same smooth, subtle fashion as Audi. It had a little more boatiness to it, for lack of a better term. Didn't feel quite as tight, quite as controllable. So I kind of wants to kick loose on me there. Yeah, that setup definitely needs more work.
51, flat. Minute 50, flat.
You wish I could put a little bit stiffer springs on the front. I think that'd help with the change direction a little bit more up there. But I guess we're maxed out on what we got. Did just get the feeling I can be a little bit more aggressive on the brakes than I have been. In fact, this car might just be a little bit better at stopping than I initially thought it was.
Minute 49.6.
I think my best with the Audi was like a 49.29, something like that, and then started running 49.5. So we're in a very similar ballpark to that car. With almost very similar setups in the sense they're both kind of understeering. It's just this car feels a little bit heavier than the Audi does, so I think that understeering's amplified a little bit with this car. I just wish it didn't kick loose on me like it does coming out of that corner. It's the only spot I'm really having trouble with it on oversteer. I almost feel like I just want to go up one more click on rear springs. So that's what I'm gonna do. See where the tire, because I'm kind of curious where the tires are at right now. That's 5 laps, so they should be up to pressure. Yeah, those are good pressures. Save this. See if we can go up one more click on the rear springs. Which we can. Bring it back down a little bit. We got a little bit lower than it was before because I have a feeling it's gonna go down another 2 clicks on the preload. Up 1 click here. Just try and speed up this front end, get it to change direction a little bit more. Go 1 more click on the toe. Alright. So let's bring this ABS down to like 4. Seems like the baseline ABS for the McLaren's a lot higher than the baseline ABS was for the Audi. Still, it has understeer through the middle. Like it sets into the corner and then it wants to start pushing back out again. Alright, I'm going 1 click softer on the front roll bar because it turns into the corner nicely and then it just like it pops back out and wants to push. I just want it to stay in the corner and keep rotating. So again, soften up that front relative to the rear should give us more oversteer. Go up a little bit with the brake bias to the front because it did feel like with the less ABS it kind of the rear end felt like it had a tendency to kind of step out under a braking, especially going to that corner we just went through. Actually, one more adjustment. So I think bringing that rear end back down low actually hurt us more than it helped us. So we'll go up a little bit more. There we go. Actually, let's just go up one more click. See how this feels. I'm just increasing the overall rake, which should, in theory, give us more oversteer all the way through the corner. Hopefully it's just the right amount. Because sometimes when it feels like the rear end just doesn't want to turn and you've made all the adjustments, all the other stuff, all you need is a couple bumps at rake to get you that last little bit of rotation. Danger is, of course, of having too much rotation. Hopefully I can do more of these comparisons of the cars and then keep working on all the sets together and then get them a little bit more refined to be able to get a little bit better data. Or a better idea what's going on. I can definitely tell what the different car characteristics are. You know, this car's great over the curbs. Has really good traction out of corners. It's just a little more sluggish than the Audi and everything it does. It's kind of like the Mercedes, a little bit more sluggish than the Beamer, although the Beamer does like to change directions. It's pretty much just the same as the Beamer's relationship to the Audi, or the Audi's relationship to the Beamer. There we go, the front end doesn't quite feel like it's pushing back out once it sets into the corner. It's still doing it slightly, but not like it was. I mean, this thing just feels so good coming out of that corner. Granted, we're on brand new tires, so let's do a run here and see what it feels like. I'm gonna go actually up one click on the backwards on the front brake bias. Take back a little bit what have I put into it, see if it can help us with corner entry just a little bit more. I'm pretty happy where the set is in relation to where the Audi set is as far as development, so give it a full run, see what happens. Run pretty comparable lap time, say about a 10th off right now, but I think that's more me just trying to get used to the car. And I do, at this moment, I feel like the Audi's better suited for this track than the McLaren. Although it's hard to ignore how well this McLaren gets over those curbs right there. Let's get it to change direction a little bit quicker. And although the Mercedes, the Audi wasn't really having any trouble over those curbs, it never really was kicking it loose. Only curb I was having trouble of is coming up a couple corners in the Audi. So it's almost a non-factor of this being better over these curbs. Doesn't mean it's not, won't pop up and be a factor on other tracks, but like I didn't really have any problem with that curb in the Audi. is this curb on the right after we go through the left-hander. That's the one I was really having trouble with in the Audi. See what it's like in this car. Yeah, it's not even a factor in this car, so it's only really difference in curb abilities between the two on this given track.
Minute 49.9.
Right now, the heaviness of just the lack of this car wanting to turn into the corner and not wanting to keep turning through the corner is kind of frustrating me. I just really enjoy how much lighter the Audi feels around here. I sort of just like it just doesn't want to turn into the corner. It's that simple. We've already done a lot on this setup to help that out, so I'm sure you can help it out some more, but this current situation, kind of driving like a pig compared to the Audi.
Minute 50.5.
I could just, even when I get on the throttle there, it just wants to push out instead of keep wrapping around the corner like the Audi does. You really got to get your line right. Certainly not perfect over that curb either. You don't have a good line, you have a lot of wheel, and it's still going to want to kick loose on you going over that curb. I really do think the Audi just takes this track like a duck to water. I think this is like a perfect track for it. Nice and flat, minimal curbs. Right now I'm struggling with pace. I was comparing the Audi to the McLaren. And that's just all because it's not really changing direction as quickly, nor is it getting into the corner and staying into the corner on the nose. like the Audi does. If I had to guess, this car's probably 150, 200 pounds heavier than the Audi. That's what it feels like. I mean, if that thing would just turn into that... Okay, I gotta do something else to this setup, because I just need it to turn in better than it is. It's not far off. I don't think I can really mess with the camber. Looks like I do have the high friction pads in there, Roberto, if you're still here. Going lower on the diff preload, raising the rear end. About another millimeter. Just gonna max out the compression. Rebound, see what we get. Everything again to get the front to turn more and the rear to want to turn more. And go one click back on the brake bias. Again, everything just trying to get this car to turn into the corner just a little bit more. So you can have like a fighting chance against Audi right now, as far as my setups are concerned. So if I'm remembering correctly, this is kind of close to what the Mercedes was getting lap time wise around here, so. It's like it does alright when it has really good brand new tires, but you get like one lap in and it's struggling, so see if we can make it last a little bit better, a little bit longer now. Guess what to take away from this? It's a lot easier for me to go faster in the Audi around this track than it is the McLaren. That's what I've learned thus far. I just think this track suits the Audi better because it changes direction more, and you got a lot of corners where you're going through S's here. Not this corner. This is more like even though the Audi gets around this corner better than the McLaren does, in my experiences. But then you get up here, you're changing directions again, and again I feel like the Audi is more willing to do so than the McLaren. I feel like the McLaren might just be a little bit better on exit, but not really. Up here you're changing directions again, so again this is where it suits Audi better. That's lighter feel and quicker response, although we're making progress on the setup. Again, up here you're going to change directions. You're going from this right to this left. That lighter feel, quicker response really pays off there. And here you got to have a car that really wants to wrap around this corner, and then you're changing directions back to this corner. So there's a lot of back and forth here. I just think the lighter cars in general are going to do better with that kind of stuff. And the McLaren does have a top speed advantage, but you really don't see it at this track. Other than hangers straight. But still, I don't think you really... I don't know, you have to see you driving cars back to back, but... See what my top speeds are versus both of them. Go back and look at the videos because I wasn't paying attention to that. I'm not sure how beneficial the higher top speed is of the McLaren here versus the Audi being more agile, not really being upset by these curbs. Because I'm about half a second slower in this car right now. Audi does a better job of recovering when you go too deep into a corner, where in this car, if you just go too deep into a corner, you're going to suffer all the way through the corner because it just has that heavier feel. I do appreciate the car control of the Audi more than this when you're getting on the gas and it kicks loose. Audi's just, again, much more linear feeling, where this kind of has like a build up and you're unloading a spring type feel to it when it kicks loose. I mean, you can get used to, but I think the Audi's just easier to control on the side. I don't even know if I want to do a full run in this right now. That's how I'm feeling about this car right now. This car probably does really good at Monza, though, I'd imagine. It's probably not too shabby at Spa either, but I'll do those tracks on different days.
1 minute 50.6.
Right now, if it was a lottery, I'd be happiest with the BMW and the Audi. Just based off this track. I still gotta drive this car at other tracks, but the way it's behaving here, I kind of feel like it's gonna be like the Mercedes is at the Nürburgring, where, again, there's a lot of change of direction of that track, and you got a car with a heavier feel, less responsive weight transfer. It's probably not going to be too, not quite as well suited for that track as the Audi or the Beamer is. Plus, again, you don't really have much of straightaway advantage there. I think right now Monza and Spa is where it's at for this car. But again, these are all just early thoughts, impressions, guesstimations. But as you can see from my lap times compared to the Audi, this is kind of garbage right now. And it's a lot harder to drive as far as just getting it to do what I want. Just doesn't have that natural flow with the track as much so as the Audi. But yeah, if it was a random draw, I'd be happiest with the BMW, followed by the Audi, followed by the McLaren, followed by the Mercedes right now. But again, I have to drive this car and all the other tracks before I can really have a final say on that. And feel comfortable with saying what I was saying. Those adjustments I made definitely did help, but still just not quite enough. Because I mean, ultimately, you're not gonna get rid of the extra weight. I'm gonna look at what each car weighs right after I get done running these laps. Because I'd put money this thing's heavier than the Audi, and you can't get rid of that. You can try and help it out, but you're not going to get rid of weight.
1 minute 50 class.
I'm going, we're click rear brake bias, about 45.1. I mean, we're just getting into 6th gear right now. I'm using up a good bit of it, but again, I'm not sure how much advantage you're getting with this car on that straightaway. Because from what I've been reading up, that's one of its stronger suits, straight line. Because it definitely isn't changing direction. It's good getting out of corners, a lot of stability there. But again, unlike the Audi where it starts kicking sideways, it just feels a little bit more handfulish than the, if I said Mercedes, I meant Audi, than the Audi. I do feel like I'm starting to find the rhythm with this car on this track a little bit better, but still we're 3-4 tenths off what the Audi was doing. I really do have extra confidence compared to the Audi going into that first corner though, just because I know this car can handle the curves better. So that first part of the S is you really do want to carry as much speed as you can into that one. Cut as much of the curb as you can. It's always fastest. Car's not impervious to curbs. Just takes them better. I really am trying to take as much advantage of the curb stability this car has to get as much of those curves as I can and get through there as fast as I can. As opposed to the Audi where you can afford to not take as much curb and still get through there relatively swiftly. Again, controllable on power side, starting to get a little more used to it. It's really hard to do a late apex with this car because it just doesn't want to turn in quickly, so you got to get the timing just right. When you turn in too late, you're done. You're not going to get that apex. Alright. I think I've had enough of this car today. Got a good idea of what it can and can't do at this track. So, I think we'll call it right there, but before I get out of here, I want to look at the, different... Bring it up so you can see this. Alright, let's go look at how these cars stack out as far as weights and stuff. If I had to guess, Mercedes the heaviest, followed by the McLaren. And it's hard for me to tell. If I had to guess, I'd say the BMW is the lightest. So, let's start off with the Audi. Alright. Weighs 1,270 kilograms. Followed by the McLaren weighs. I love the new Audi, Indy boy. Audi is awesome. Where's the weight? Am I missing it? You don't have the weight up here? Well, that's not very helpful. Why would they not have the weight on here? Frankly, that's annoying. Alright, anyways. I'm really curious to know what that car weighs compared to all the other cars too, anyways. And for some reason, they don't want you to know what it weighs. I'd like to, it'd be cool if they had just a scale you could get on with all the cars and then a dyno. Especially whatever adjustments they do. Okay, this weighed 1,200 kilograms? Oh, the Audi weighed 1,270. I thought it weighed 1,720. So the Beamer is 70 kilograms less than the Audi, which that's kind of how it felt to me. And let's just double check the McLaren. Yes, we have no idea how much this weighs. Length, wheelbase, fuel capacity, red line, power, displacement, valves, charge, stroke, bore. They'll give you stroke and bore, but they won't give you weight. Okay. Fuel system, fuel type, engine manufacturer, chassis construction. Okay. There's definitely no weight on that car. Then, let's go to the Mercedes, which I guarantee weighs the most. I am really curious to know how much that McLaren weighs now, though. I bet it weighs like at least 1,350 kilograms. I guess we could go Google stuff real quick and see what the interweb says. Oh, no, we already know how much that weighs. Looking for the Mercedes. There we go. Mercedes, 1330 kilograms. So it weighs 130 kilograms more than the Beamer. It weighs 40 kilograms more than the Audi, which is what it feels like. So let's go on the interweb, see if we can find out the weight of the McLaren. Now this isn't going to be accurate to iRacing, but should give us an idea. 1,240 kilograms? No, that's not what it weighs in iRacing. Actually, 1,240. See, that'd make it lighter in the Audi and iRacing, but that, no. There's no way that car's lighter in the Audi and iRacing. Why did they show a picture of that car? The GT3 European Championship website. See if we can find some different numbers. It feels more like 1,300 and like 20 kilograms. Feels like it weighs a little bit less than this, but definitely more. I'd say 13, 15. But it feels like. Don't give us a weight. This article. I'm just not buying it's lighter than the Audi. Just, there's no way. There we go. This number makes more sense right there. 1,400 kilograms, so that makes a lot more sense. That I can buy. So it's about 30 kilograms heavier in the Audi. Or, let's see what is in pounds. So it's 2,799 pounds versus. So it's almost 300 pounds heavier. Which makes a lot more sense than that other number we saw. And then the Mercedes is 2,932 versus the McLaren. What? Okay, actually this is pretty heavy. Because it's actually heavier than the Mercedes. According to those numbers. Which again I can buy, because it feels like a heavy car. It's just, I think the, let's see what the wheelbase is on these things. Length is 4710 versus the McLaren, which is, see, it's almost 200 millimeters shorter. So that's probably why the Mercedes might feel a little bit heavier, because it does have a, it looks like it has a longer wheelbase. It's at least a longer car. And then, so this is 4515 versus the Mercedes, or the Audi, which is 4583. They give a wheelbase for all the cars? Okay, wheelbase is 2,700 meters. So the wheelbase of the Audi is a little bit longer, but it's a lighter car, and it's only longer by 19 millimeters. Just funny how they'll give some stats for some cars. Like, they don't give you the wheelbase on this. But just going by its overall length, it's much longer than... It's 45.15 versus 47.10, so yeah. And then 45.83 versus... So the Audi's just a little bit longer than the McLaren. 25.09. And the Beamer's got the shortest wheelbase of the bunch, which probably, again, it's the lightest. It's got the shortest wheelbase. So that makes sense why it feels so much more willing to change direction than the other cars. Actually, I already did the Audi earlier today, so I'm gonna move on to the Mercedes next, and then I'm gonna do the finish with the BMW today. So in this video here with the McLaren, learned a good deal about it today. Just in general, wrap up. It's just doesn't like to change directions quite as much as the Audi or the Beamer. Probably likes to change directions just a little bit more in the Mercedes. It's probably better at getting on the gas than the Mercedes, but we'll drive the Mercedes next and see for sure. Alright, see you guys later.